Welcome again to my YouTube channel. This is Oscar Nzinzi Football, where we discuss anything to do with soccer from Africa to the world and from the world to Africa. Had a fantastic weekend. Went down to Durban to witness a great final between giants of South African football. Orlando Pirates is the home team hosting Mamelodi Sundowns in the MTN8 final, the first League Cup of the league, and it has gone to Orlando Pirates. Congratulations to the Sweet Robbers. Ezimnyama ngenkani ezakhephula umhlaba zathatha umhlaba kamasipala sawubhekisa phezulu. They are the champions for 2023. In fact, they have successfully defended their crown that they won last year. Well, you know what it is. On this episode, we are discussing the 5 things we learned, points, critiques, however you look at it, on this match between these two giants. Number 1, Jose Rivero. Give some respect to this man. Any cup final he's been to ever since he came to this country, he has won. He has got an 100% pass rate on all the finals he's been to. MTN8, Netbank, now this one. This man only came last year, June, to this country, and all the cup finals he's been to or he's reached, he has won. And he came into this final with a plan, and the plan was to frustrate Mamelodi Sundowns' attempt to match Mamelodi Sundowns, especially in that middle. No wonder he started this game with a Miguel team, partnering with Tabang, Munare, and congratulations to Orlando Pirates, Jose Rivero, their supporters. Credit to all supporters who came from all over the country to go and witness this final. Was not the best of matches because of what is happening before the game this week. Both technical teams talking about the ref seeking protection, others seeking for fairness. So it was a whole lot of things, and the weather did not help. If you are in Durban, you'd agree with me that the weather was beautiful, sunny, blistering hot the whole day until around 2 p.m. and then things just started changing. Maybe Amapagapaga was sending a signal to Mamelodi Sundowns telling them that we are the sea robbers, we're in charge, and we'll also be in charge of this weather. Clearly, the weather didn't benefit anyone, but it was just not the best to have such a windy weather on a day where we were all hoping for great matchups in the field. But anyway, yet again, congratulations to Jose Rivero. Man, when he came here, we all said he's a plumber because he was coming from a low league in Europe. I believe he was coaching in Finland. But yet again, he has successfully defended his crown, the MTN8. The next point is sadly the officials, the referees. You know, the officiating in this league is it's a survival of the fittest. Today you benefit because you have benefited. Don't make so much noise because tomorrow you will be at the opposite end. You will also be a victim of the poor officiating in this league. There was some controversial calls made by the referees yesterday. Players who were supposed to get red cards, some decisions that were made that you didn't understand, and penalty calls, probably 3, if not more. Maybe others were correct. And I felt, seeing it firsthand, the stadium, the ref had the match under control. So what it is in this country is that when you do create, clear-cut chances as a team, you better bury them. You better bury them. You cannot live your life at the hands of these guys, or at the hands of the middleman, which is the referees. They appointed Abongile Tom to officiate this final. And I really understand this, that referees, they are under extreme pressure. And because of the decisions they've been making. And you ask yourself, what is Safa doing about this? Is this guy also going to be suspended? We'll have to wait and see. But how many? I mean, I sound like a broken record in this channel talking about the poor officiating or the incompetent officials we have in this league. Sundowns clearly have benefited a number of times, but so have other teams benefited. Unfortunately for them, they were at the end of they were victims this time around of the poor officiating from Abongile Tom. I believe there was some players were supposed to get red cards, just like your Teboho Mkwena. And one call I think was really a penalty. It's no different, but it was even clearer from the call that was made by Lukolo Badi against Kaizer Chiefs, the penalty call. I think if that call was made by the linesman, and Badi judged it, and then the penalty was given to Kaizer Chiefs. Yesterday, I'm not sure who the player was, but it was a handball inside the box, and the linesman, which you believe that he had a clear view of this, did not call it, nor did the ref make a call on it. But yeah, it's a survival of the fittest in this league when you're depending on these officials we have. Again, I'm still crying out for VAR. Although Jomo Sono had this to say about VAR, he is of the opinion that VAR will go a long way and assist the referees in many aspects. I mean, already the three major or bigger sporting codes in this country, the two, they are using technology to assist the officials. That is rugby and cricket. And the most followed sport in this country is soccer. To this day, there's nothing there to assist our officials. Even if you don't call it VR, but bring something that's going to assist the officials, because every day, every week, we watch a game where you can just clearly tell that had this gone, had the referee seen a second opinion on a screen, he would probably change his mind. But yet again, we don't want it to end ugly, where fans will end up coming into the stadium chasing officials. It should not get there. But officials, not officials, but the administration of the league should really stand up and do something about this. It is we are in a crisis. We are in a crisis when it comes to officiating, and everyone benefits. Everyone is also at the end where you will also become a victim of the poor officiating. So it's not really about, no, tomorrow, yesterday it was you, today, no. The problem, the common denominator in all this is that the bad officiating must be addressed. And suspension of ref does not do anything. Because the same guy who was officiating this game, I think is coming from a suspension, or he was once suspended. A trusted ref who normally is called when there's African Cup of Nations and is a FIFA accredited ref, whatever that means. But yeah, the officiating is just bad. We are in a crisis. We are in the dogs when it comes to officiating. I will definitely have more than one man of the match for this final. And probably three. The third one being the obvious choice, because he decided on where the cup was going, and that is Sipho Chaine. If you follow Orlando Pirates, you will know that the boy was taken out because Ofori was the trusted one in that preliminary round against Jwaneng Galaxy. A game that was going to decide whether Orlando Pirates goes to CAF Champions League or not. They took out the boy Sipho Chaine, and they put on the Ghanaian international in Ofori, and he didn't even save one penalty. Yesterday, we all thought the same thing was going to happen, but the technical team decided, no, let's trust the boy, let him be. And he was the one who decided that Orlando was going to be celebrating the MTN8 championship. So, in that case, he definitely will have to stand out as the man of the match, or one of the men of the matches I have chosen. The second man of the match, or maybe two of them, let me just classify them in one box, definitely has to be the defenders. One defender being Mutobi Dragon Mvala, and the other one is Olisanda, who came in to replace CBC. And if you remember correctly, CBC was also injured out in last year's final against Amazon in the same stadium. It is really unfortunate in this MTN8 final thing. Maybe in the next time, if he's still playing for Orlando Pirates, when Orlando Pirates is in the final, they shouldn't even put him in, because chances are something's going to happen. But anyway, going back to Olisanda and Mvala. Olisanda, the guy has not played for months, and we all thought he was definitely leaving Orlando Pirates. He substituted CBC, and I think he came in with a no-nonsense mentality, remembering some of the mistakes he made when he was playing. This time around, he was just kicking anything and everything, clearing anything and everything in front of him, and he really played well for Orlando Pirates. And Mutobi Mvala, after that mistake or the own goal against Wydad in that semi-final, he is just grown. Instead of confidence being low and going down, Mvala, the Tennyson born, he is just going higher and higher and higher. A great value for Hugo Bros going into AFCON. He's one player that Hugo Bros cannot leave out. Definitely. Mutobi Mvala, salute. Olisanda, salute. And the one who decided where the crown was going, Sipo Chaine, salute. Your boys have done well. And I'm sure all the supporters are happy with what they saw in this final. Well, point number 4, the 5 things we learned in this game, the bench, or the 2 benches rather. Of all the substitutes that were introduced by Rulani Mokoena, I was probably more impressed by Lebu Maboe. Lebu Maboe is really coming back to this. I heard at the end of the post-match interviews that Shasha or Shalulile was playing with an injury. Sometimes isn't it better sometimes just to start with someone who's fitter, and then you could probably introduce the one who's playing with an injury maybe in the last 20 or 50 minutes and see what he will give you. Of all the substitutes he introduced, Lebu Maboe was the one who impressed me more. Mkhulise, not much from him. Bongani Zungu, not much from him. Who else was introduced? Tapelo Masego, Mandieta. Really, there's nothing to write home about these guys. On the side of Rivero, Olisenda was a standout introduction. Obviously, I even made him one of my man of the match candidates. And then Mufukeng came in. The benches didn't really influence the game that much as you would have hoped for if you were a supporter. Because if the game even goes to extra time, you would hope that things will happen. I think one mistake that Rulani Mokoena going forward would like to correct is that if it's a cup final and it's clear that it's heading to that direction where it might be penalties, at least have your trusted soldiers who are going to step up and take your penalties. For example, in this case, Mshishi. Rather leave Mshishi to play that 120 minutes just so you can have a trusted individual who normally comes up on that spot and take a penalty. Shalulile was taking penalties, and but anyway, it will be making up excuses for the players who missed the penalties. But your regulars, at least leave them on the field, and yeah. So it is what it is. The benches didn't do that much. The last and the fifth point of this episode is history will not remember you for being a runner-up. History will not remember that Mamelodi Sundowns were flying high, red hot cakes, winning 8 games in a row, no loss in the league. History will not remember that. History will remember Sipo Chain is a hero. History will remember Orlando Pirates lifting the MTN8. History will remember the champions, no matter what we think. Why am I saying that? Mamelodi Sundowns have got no one else to blame in this final but themselves. There were chances created. In fact, the only clear-cut chances were at the hands of Mamelodi Sundowns. That Mshishi chance, you are supposed to bury that Shigabala. You are a legend. The Mamelodi Sundowns faithful, love you. And they will continue supporting this team no matter what the Mamelodi Sundowns followers. But when you get such chances, you ought to bury them. You ought to kill them. There was another chance, I think it landed finally at the feet of Allende. I think it went over or it just passed the goalkeeper. Just can't remember. But the clear chances were at the hands of Mamelodi Sundowns, and they did not convert. If you don't convert or you don't score goals, you will not win matches. So, Mamelodi Sundowns, you've got no one else to blame but yourselves. Leave the refereeing decision. We can just tell that it's a jungle. It's a jungle with the officials in this league. So, but you had the more clearer cut chances than Orlando Pirates, and you failed to convert them. So he still will not remember you as a runner-up. In fact, you, Mamelodi Sundowns, you are going back to clock up with the same amount of money that Cape Town Cities, Kokone, Swallows, Stellies, Kaizer Chiefs all received. You are going home with 800,000. The only difference between you and the other 6 clubs who were participants in this MTN8 is that you are going home with an ugly silver medal. But chin up, boys. There's other cups to play for, but history will not remember run-ups. History will not remember you. Congratulations once again to Orlando Pirates Football Club. You've done well. You've taken the first cup in the league, and on to the next one. Thank you so much for staying this long with me. I am Oscar Ntinzi Football. If you have not subscribed to this channel, I'd really appreciate you if you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, follow the brother, share the content on all socials, so WhatsApp groups, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I'd really, really, really appreciate. Do engage on the comments below. Tell me what you thought of the game. Tell me what you think of the 5 points I've made mention of. Is there any other point that you notice? Any point that you want to critique on? And I really appreciate your engagement on the first League Cup in South Africa. Thank you once again, and God bless you.